at speaking26.com. Okay, pharmacists, I was just working with another pharmacist and we did the math. FPGE is in October, right? And they say they need about 8 weeks to review your documents before October, right? So we have to go October and then come back to about August. Is that right? So if we're in April now, so May, June, July, August, is that correct that you have about 4 months to finish your TOEFL in order to be able to submit your documents 2 months before October's FPGEE? Is that right? I think that is right. Let me know if it's not. So for you pharmacists to make 2025's FPGEE, you have about 4 months left to finish your TOEFL. I'm going to try really hard to make this advice for everybody, as usual, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it today. This live stream is definitely going to be advice for all of the pharmacists taking meetings with me for Speaking 26. And I'm going to try to make it advice for all of you, including those of you who are not taking meetings with me. So starting with those of you that I can help who are taking meetings with me. She was asking me when she should take her TOEFL next. She's hesitating because of how harshly she judges herself. She said, no, my husband doesn't give me stress the way that other people say their husband does. And I said, okay, what about your parents? You know, I work with people whose parents give them stress when they don't pass. She said, no, my parents don't give me stress either. I said, okay. So in talking, we realized that it was her own mind, only in her own mind, where the negativity of not passing is coming from, not passing her TOEFL is coming from. And I said, you know, if you tell me you take the test and you don't pass, I'm not going to be upset or think of you negatively. And that gave her relief. She was just like, yeah, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. I said, if you took the test, if you took the TOEFL tomorrow and don't pass, I don't see the test tomorrow as the mistake. I see the 1 year that you were practicing with low scoring strategies as the mistake. I see the 1 year of building bad habits as the mistake, not the test that you take tomorrow and don't pass. It takes time to get rid of old, low scoring bad habits and instead to replace them with new, higher scoring habits. And see, this is the difficulty that I have in trying to help all of you, including those of you who aren't taking meetings with me. Those of you that aren't taking meetings with me, you can learn what the new higher scoring habits are by doing a better job of watching all of the videos that I've made with pharmacists who went from not passing, even though they were taking more meetings with other people, spending more money, and then they did pass by coming to me. If you're not going to schedule meetings with me, you could be picking up on a lot of the pharmacists who passed. You could be picking up on their advice and their strategies that they learned from me just by watching the videos on my YouTube playlist called TOEFL Speaking 26. I don't know how else to help you guys that are currently using low scoring strategies. If you're not taking meetings with me and if you're not learning from the videos, I don't know how else to help you. Those of you who are taking meetings with me, good job. You hear it in the Zoom meetings with me. You hear it in my answers. You hear why I scored 30 out of 30. You hear why I've shown through videos where you guys can tell it's a real test taker and not a fake social media profile. You guys can hear why I've shown through video more people getting 26 on TOEFL iBT speaking than anybody else has. Those of you taking meetings with me, you know how much I want you to pass. You know how much effort I'm putting into it. I don't care when you don't pass. I view it as you getting the highest quality form of practice. Of course, I want you to pass every test you take, but if you tell me you don't pass, I don't think negatively of that. I think there's no substitution to taking the real test in the building, in the test center. There's no substitution for that. That is the highest quality form of practice. So good job for giving yourself the highest quality form of practice. And good job for being resilient, for being determined, for continuing to take the test again and again, even though your academic history usually has you getting straight A's and or finishing #1 in your class. Well, now when you're taking this test more than one time and are not passing, it feels different than what your academic history is. So good job being persistent. Okay, if I did the math correctly, if FPGEE is in October, and if they need your passing TOEFL 2 months before October, and if today's live stream is in April, which it is, that part I know, then that means you have about 4 months to finish your TOEFL so that you have enough time to submit it the 2 months that they need it submitted before October. Best of luck to all test takers. Aaron at speaking26.com. Good luck, everybody.